So this is a review for the Regenbogenland T3 blocks and also the Regenbogenland rainbow stones. We don't actually have a full set of the stones because they're really expensive, so we bought a half set, but I think one day we'll probably get the other half and make it complete because they're all beautiful and my girls really like them. And so do I. They're very pretty. They're one of the most fun things to put into builds and use as loose parts and pretend play food, and my little girls love to pretend that they're like drinks or ice cubes or water in games or food for their toy animals or their babies, or sushi. I think our 5-year-old did once, which was quite funny, on a platter of a rainbow semicircle. That was cool. So we really love these, but I bought the T3 blocks because I thought that they would, well, they do, they complement the rainbow stones. They're meant to go together and they do fit perfectly. They're really good, and they're also fairly compatible with Valspiel. However, the only problem that I really have with them is that they're not very stable, and to do builds with them you're meant to put them like this, so you have one layer and then you put another one on the top and then you can build on top of that, but it ends up being really tall and narrow, so if you try and stack rims on top, I mean, you can do it if you're a grown-up, but if you're a toddler it's really difficult, and my daughter always ends up knocking them down, making herself unhappy, and she just gives up really easily because they're not very sturdy. She hasn't got that problem yet, she's a bit little. But her big sister, yeah, finds them really annoying, and you definitely couldn't do them sideways. There's no option to do that because it's just wobbly, it would fall over. So laying down is okay. I don't know, I find them difficult to build with, and I'm a grown-up, so I think if I find them hard to build with, I think a child would too. Probably doesn't help that we have carpet on our floors, but yeah, they're annoying, although they are really pretty when they work, aren't they? They're lovely. I also don't like their laminated wood. I think it's pretty ugly because there's lots of beautiful grain in there, but you don't get to see it because they hide it for some reason. So you just get the plain boring sort of boring look on the outside. I like the really grainy bits, and they're very pale, so they don't really go with like Valspiel's a bit more rich and knotty and pretty. So yeah, I think it's a matter of taste. Like if you have older children, they're probably really good, and little children, like my little girls, like doing this, but I mean, there's only so much you can do with that. It can be a floor, but that's it, or like a really simple puzzle, but it's just a bit boring for the amount they cost. I think it's not really worth it. Yeah, it's expensive, isn't it? They make pretty interlocking, well, not pretty, but like useful interlocking things. You can make like rooms with them, so if you have lots of them, I imagine that's quite good fun. And that is something cool that nothing else really does, that you can't really move, that will break it. But then you also can't really put the stones in. It's kind of annoying. So we have made stables out of them before, but obviously the door doesn't work, so you'd have to do that, and then put like a door there like that, something, I don't know. I just don't really like them very much. I think they're too cumbersome and not very, I don't know. There's not a lot you can do with them really, I think. Unless you were to use them just to build as interlocking things, I think then maybe that'd be quite good fun. But I think they're maybe more for older children, and my kids are a little bit young for them, perhaps. They've never really found much to do with them other than use them as a floor. Or the tops of castles, you could put it on the top and make it into like the top of a castle. That could be quite cool. But then they're quite heavy, so I mean, it would work, I suppose, but they're not that pretty, and yeah. And also to go with the Colour Street, they do work just about, but you have to have a few, I think 2 or 3 of them in a row to make it work. As in 2 or 3 T3 blocks in a row to make it work. So think it's 3 in a row actually that you need, and I don't have enough of these ones out. Yeah, it doesn't work like seamlessly, but close enough. You could do it. Obviously I just took them off the end there, but yeah, it does work just about. And if you look on my Instagram page, you can see that I did do it recently, but I mean, I think children would find that quite annoying, and it's not exact. They don't fit together seamlessly. You can make it work. It's not like awful. If you do it like this, put them together like this, and you could add 3 rainbow stones in between, like this. Where did the others go? Where is the other? There you go, that works, but that's quite hard for a child to do. So yeah, I think they're just for bigger kids than mine, so my review isn't very glowing. And actually I really prefer these because, I mean, they're simpler. You can use them for basically the same purpose, but they're smaller, so I think they would be easier to stack than these ones are for my children. And I like them, they're prettier, easier to move around. And I think, yeah, for younger children, I think this is what I would go for, the Xbox. But it's up to you and what age your kids are and how patient they are with their building. But I think I might sell these. I don't like them too much. But yeah, hopefully that was a good review, even though I was rambling. Well, thank you for listening. Have a lovely day.